the recording. Fine. Now, coming back to the example which we took, what we did was we had created two columns, S1 and S2, and we have added all of them, the values of these numbers like 1 plus 2. I got the answer here in this cell. Okay. And the function which I was using, if I double click this, you can see the function was A26 plus B26. Now, one more thing I told you last time was whenever you have functions, your function should always begin with an equal to sign. Okay. So that indicates to the Excel that the person or the user is going to enter a function whose calculation has to be done or some operation will be done in that particular cell. Okay. I'll just quickly delete this whole function which we have done and show you again. Okay, so what we did was we started with equal to sign. Okay, we selected the first cell which I want to add. So I clicked here. Okay, then I entered a plus sign and then I selected the second cell and I pressed enter. Okay, this is how I got the answer 1 plus 2, I got 3. Now, if I change this number, if I change this to 5, automatically what happens? The answer will also change. Why it is changing? Because I have given the reference of the cell. So whatever changes are happening in the cell, okay, it will be getting reflected in my uh, overall answer, isn't it? So instead of giving an absolute value or giving a value like, equal to 5 plus 2 and press enter, I do get 7. But if I make a change here, let us say I make it 4, okay, this answer is not going to change. Why? Because I have given here the constant value 2. Okay. So what is the solution? Instead of giving the constant values, you give the reference of the cell. So you select the first cell plus the second cell, press enter. And now I can just drag this function down here. And you can see my formula gets copied and I get the answer below here as well. Fine, whatever changes I'm doing here, let's say I'll make it 8, my number changes. Now, what if I want to copy this cell, all these 3 values in some other row or column? Okay, so let me copy this. So I'll select this 3 values now. I press Ctrl C to copy it. Okay, and I come here somewhere. Let us say I come here. Okay, and I paste it. Ctrl V. Fine. Now here, if you look at the function, now even though this time the values are same, let me undo this and I copy it here, Control V. This is a better way to show you, because what is happening was when I copied it here, it skipped 2 values and I got the same answer here. Okay, so it was a blank row, you can say a blank column which was getting added to this number. Okay, coming back here. Now, when I copy these values in my next column number D, what happened to the formula? So if you look at this formula here, instead of A26, now it got changed to B26, and my B26 got changed to C26. Okay, why this happened? Because what happens is, if I'm using a relative cell referencing, if I'm using a relative cell referencing, when I move the formula to some other cell, the formula changes as per the number of cell which I've moved. Okay. Now, because I moved only by one column, what has happened? A has changed to B and B has changed to C. Okay. Now, this is not going to help me if suppose I have multiple things or I really need this values. Okay. So there are different ways of doing it. So I'll come back here. Now, instead of, I'll just undo this, Control Z to undo. When I have copied this, I can come here. I can click on this paste option. Now, if you remember the paste button, it is a combination of a button and a drop down. So I click on this drop down here. Okay. And I have an option of copying the values. You can see this paste values and not the function. If I use this one, I'm getting the wrong answer. Okay. Because what is happening? The function is getting copied. Okay. The function is getting copied. I don't want the function to get copied. I want the value to get copied. So what I'll do is I'll come to this cell here, click on this drop down, and instead of pasting the formula, I'll paste the values. So I click this and now I get the values. And again, if you look at the values here, the function is missing. Okay, they are just the values. Whereas this here, if you look here, you have the function here. We do not have function here. It has just copied the value. Fine. So this type of referencing where we are just giving the name of the column and the row number is known as a relative referencing. Okay. There are two different types of referencing other than the relative referencing. It is known as your absolute reference, and the other one is your mixed reference. Okay. Now, in case of absolute reference, let us take an example. Now, to show you that example, what I'll do is I'll show you some other sheet here. I have created one small table for you, okay, in which I have, say, around 5 columns. The first column has item in it, price, quantity, total, and I'll also calculate the commission. Fine. Now, before I actually go ahead and calculate the commission, let us see how to calculate the total first. Okay, it's simple. As I did in the previous case, I'll give the equal to sign. So one more way, if you do not want to put it here, you can also click here. Okay, so you can click here and you get this insert function dialog window. Okay, and from here, the most recent ones you can see, these are some functions which we have used, but we'll come to this later on. Okay, but as you can see, when I click on this, I immediately get an equal to sign here and the insert function dialog window opens. Okay, let me cancel this back. Coming back to this sum, the total, I'll write equal to the price, okay, multiplied by the quantity. Okay, so I'll give the asterisk sign now. Now, asterisk sign indicates multiplication in Excel or in any of the programming languages which you'll be using. Okay, like we have across, we do not have a X or across for multiplication. Your plus sign is simple, similar to your plus sign, minus is same. Only for your multiplication, we make use of the asterisk sign. Okay, so you select this one, plus you also select the other cell. So I have to multiply B4 by C4 and press enter. Okay, now I can just drag this using the fill handler. And when I drag this down, the formula gets copied. You can see each formula is different now. I'll double click on this. You can see this is B6 multiplied by C6. If I come here, it is B7 multiplied by C7. So what is happening? When I drag the function down using the fill handler, the function gets copied in the next cell. And because I'm using a relative cell referencing, the references also changes depending on how many times you can say pulling it down. Okay. So the row numbers are changing because I'm pulling it downwards. Okay. Now, what about the commission here? Now, I want to calculate the commission. I'll use some percentage here. Let us say I'll give equal to, on the total, I want to give 20% commission. Okay, so either I can write multiplication sign, I'll put the multiplication, and I'll type 20 followed by the percent sign. Okay, and I press enter. Okay, and I get the answer here, 30. Okay, I can drag this down. Right, you can see this now. So I'm getting 20% commission based on this particular total. Okay. Now, after using this calculation or after some time, I realized that the commission was not 20%. I've made a mistake, and the actual commission is around 15%. So what happens is I have to go back for each function, or I have to go back and make the changes here. So I have to double click, change this to 15%, press enter, okay, and then I can drag this down again. Okay, so I'm increasing my work. Now, what is the best solution for this? What I can do is I can create one cell here. Let us say commission rate. Okay, fine. And I can put the commission rate here. Let us say I put 20 and the person sign. Now, as soon as I type something here, you can see because this cell was having a bigger word, okay, which was bigger than the width of my column. Okay, it is not displayed properly. Now, there are two options which I can do here. Either I can increase the width of my column, but if I keep on doing that, if the sentence keeps on increasing, what is going to happen is you can see this item cell will also, keep on increasing. Okay, so without disturbing this column, the item column, if I want to, keep this column small, and I also want the rate to be seen, then what I can do is I can use wrap text option. Okay, so if I click here, I click on wrap text. Okay, what is going to happen is it is going to adjust the row height depending on the content which I have in that particular cell. Right, this is okay, and let us
Excuse me,
make
sir.
this as, yeah, tell me.
Sir, can you repeat the
You want me to
column?
repeat this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Because connectivity problem, sir.
yeah, there is today, because I'm taking the session from home, there is a issue with the connectivity. I'll just repeat it again. Okay, I'll just unwrap this. Fine. What I was telling you was, if suppose I have a very big sentence, or some words are there in a cell, and it is not visible to you, and I don't want to adjust the column width from here. If I adjust the column width, of course, I can, see the full content. But if I
No, sir.
don't,
That commission कैसे निकालना है वो repeat कीजिए, sir, please.
yeah, I'll repeat that as well. Fine. Now,
Thank you,
I'll
sir.
just explain you this, and then I'll come to how to remove the commission. Fine. Now, suppose this is my shell. I'll just reduce this again, and I'll click on wrap text, so that this content is wrapped. The column width or the height of the row gets adjusted, and I can see the full word. I'll just make it bold, and I'll just fill some color in this. From here, I can fill the cell. So let us put some color here and here as well. So I'll put a gray color. I'll align this to center. You can see I'm performing the alignment. So these are my alignment buttons. Okay. So this is the center alignment, and even the height wise middle alignment is there. So I can just increase the font size as well, 20%. Okay, coming to the function here. I'll just delete this. Okay. How did we remove the commission? What I did initially was I used the equal to sign, the total multiplied by, say, 15%. I put the percent sign as well. Okay. If you want, you can write multiplied by 15 and divide by 100. Even that will give you the right answer. I press enter and I get the commission. And from the fill handler, I'll just drag this formula down. Okay. So my formula gets copied in each of the cell and I get the commission. Okay. Is it clear, guys? This is okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Now the problem
Just
is, yeah, the problem here is if suppose my commission rate keeps on changing, and I won't, just come and change my formula again and again. So what is the best way is to assign one particular cell. So here in B1, I've assigned the commission rate. Okay. And I'll be using this cell reference while calculating my commission. So instead of using this formula, The best formula would be, I'll write equal to, I'll use the cell total multiplied by the commission rate, okay, which is in B1. Now I press enter and I get 30. But there is a problem here. What is the problem? If I copy this function down, let us say I'll just press Control C. I come down one cell down. I press Control V. Okay, what is happening? There's a problem here. The function, if you look at the function now what was this function? This function was B4 multiplied by B1. Sorry, D4 multiplied by B1. Okay, but when I go here, what happens? My B1 has changed to B2, but that is not what I want. I want the reference of B1 to be fixed. Okay, even if I copy this function down anywhere, B1 should remain B1. Now to fix the reference, so I'll delete this first. To fix the reference of B1, what I do is I come here and I put a dollar sign in front of 1. Okay, a dollar sign in front of 1 indicates that I'm fixing the row number. Okay, I'm fixing the row number. Now when I press enter, I do get 30. And when I copy this, now let us say I'll just copy it, Control C, and I press Control V here. You can see now I'm not getting 0. Okay, why? Because when I come here, my function says D5 multiplied by B$1. That means the reference which I had fixed, that is row number 1, remains as it is whenever I copy my function in some other cell. Is this clear, everyone? Any
Yes,
doubts?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
what I'll do
Clear.
is, instead of copying it, I'll just drag this down up to here. Okay. And wherever I go, you can see my reference to B1 is still. So it is not changed. Whereas your reference for the column D has changed from D4. Now it is D9 in the 9th row. And when I drag it down, it will become D10 and so on. So this is your mixed reference. Why it is a mixed reference? Because in one referencing, that is D9, D9 is your relative reference, whereas your $1 is your absolute reference. Clear? Now it is not exactly absolute because I have not fixed the column. Okay, it is again mixed because I have fixed only the row and not the column. Let us do one more thing. If suppose I copy this function and drag it here, okay, I get something which is 0. Why? Because look at the function. What has happened to the function? Now, instead of, because see, I had used D4. D4 will definitely change to E4. Now, what happens to B1? Now, B1 also changes to C1, C$1. The dollar sign is still there. But because I did not fix the reference of the column number or the column alphabet B changed to C. Okay. So this is not right. So what I'll do is, one more thing I'll do. Let me do Control Z. I'll come here. I'll put a dollar in front of B as well. And I press enter. And I can just double click it now. The function gets copied down. Okay. And if I want to drag it across the column, I will drag it here and getting 6 as the answer. Reason, because it is using E4 now because the commission. So on the commission, if I have to calculate 20%, now look at this reference. The reference previously B was changing to C. Now even B is fixed and 1 is also fixed. Okay. So what I have done, I have put a dollar sign in front of the column number and the row number to fix the column and the row. Clear? So whenever you want to fix the reference of a cell, please make use of the dollar sign. Any doubts? Any doubts, guys?
No, sir.
No, sir.
I have one
Fine,
question.
fine. Fine. So I'll just change this now. Control, I'll do Control Z. I'll
Hello,
press here, Control
sir. I have one
Z.
question, sir.
Yes. Tell me the question.
Yes. While doing a job, I have one problem is there. While doing
Yeah.
means if I pay someone like a third here 28.8. Okay,
Yeah.
so I am not able to give him 28.8. Means the bank
Yeah.
will give us a error. So what should I do
Right.
to round it up that value?
Rounding up. Okay. Okay. Fine. We'll come to that. Right.
So what is the formula to round it out?
Okay. There are two ways of rounding it up.
Okay, sir.
Either, just for sake of displaying it, I can round it up. So what I can do is I can select all the cells here. Okay. Which I want to format. Okay. You have this button here. You can see this general formatting. First of all, let us change this to number. So I select this number. As soon as I change this to number, what happens? I get some decimal places. Okay. Now I do not want the decimal places. If I increase it, you can see this number increasing. I can reduce this as well. Okay. Now, what has happened to the number which was 28.8? It got rounded up. Okay. It got rounded up. But there is a problem here.
Yes, sir.
If suppose I want to make use of this value in any other calculation, it is not going to make use of 29. It is going to make use of 28.8 for calculations. Okay. Now there's another way of doing it. As I said, there are two
Yes,
ways.
sir.
Either you remove the decimal points, okay, and it'll display you the rounded up value, or let us make a change here. I'll do it here for you. I'll write equal to sign. Okay. Now there is a function called round. Okay. Now there are three different functions which can be used. So we have round down, and we have round up. Okay. Now look at the values. Round up says that it rounds up a number away from zero. Okay. Round down will towards zero, and the simple round function, it'll ask me how many digits you want to round it up to. Clear? So it's round function. So I'll use the round function now. Okay. I'll give the number which I want to round it up. Now, because I have already calculated the function, so I can select this. I can put a comma and I can put 0 here. Press enter. I get the answer here. Now I'll make a change here. I'll just change this back. And I'll put the decimal places. Now I'll just drag this function down. Now you can see it is rounded up. Okay. So either you make the use of the function round, okay, or you can also change the number of decimal places which is there. Okay, there's someone whose mic is on. Please keep it mute.
नाही नाही तू किती सांग तू किती सांग रे विचारलं पाणी नव्हतं म्हणून टँकर आणलो नाही कारण ठीक.
Okay, I hope you have understood. There was a question. Now the other way, one more way I'll show you. Now instead of giving E4, I can give the function here itself. So I can give the reference of D4 multiplied by this reference here, and I can use the function key F4 to put the dollar signs and press enter. Even this will work. So instead of creating a commission column, I can use directly the round function and the combination of multiplication altogether. Got it? So okay, how the function here?
Thank you, sir.
I have given round I've given the formula instead of the number cell, and I've given up to the decimal places which I want. Now this can change. If by default, if you're going to round it up to 0, then it is better to use the round up function. Okay. So when we come to functions, we'll see more functions like this. I hope the doubt is clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Now, one more example I'll take again, because of referencing, we are doing referencing again here. There's one more. Let us say, depending on the types of city, the tires, 1 tire, 2 tire, and 3 tire. Okay. I have a table like this now. Okay. And for each, you can say type of city, tire 1, it is 5%, tire 2, it is 10%. And for tire 3, it is 15% commission. Now look at the table which I've created. The table looks very shabby. So let us redesign this whole table. So to do that, I'll select the row. I'll make this bold. Okay. Then I'll select this column heading. I'll fill some color here. Now, if you look at this commission which I have, actually the commission is spread across E, F, and G. And it is only in one cell. So I can merge these 3 cells together. To do that, you have to select all the 3 cells, okay, and click on this merge option. You can see this one. This option, merge and center. Okay, so I'll click on this. What happens? It merges the 3 columns, the 3 cells which I've selected, into one. Okay, I hope you have understood this. So you can merge the cell as well. Secondly, if you look at the column sizes and all, the width are not very good, because some size is different, some is weird. So I need to make it a bit neat here. Okay, so what I can do is, let us click on this, double click, it will adjust it, but I don't want it to be double clicked. So I'll keep it here 10. And all these 3 columns, especially these 3 columns, I want it to be of the same width. Okay. Right now, they are, of different widths. So what I can do is, I can go to this cell group here and click on this format button. Okay. Under this format button, we have the column width here. I can also use the Autofit column. Okay. Even this is a good option for me in this case. Or I can go and click on default width. I will prefer going to this column width and adjust it. So let us come here. Now there's no value right now. So let us try with, say, 8, or let us put 10 and click OK. Fine. So it is adjusted all these 3 columns and their width is now 10. This is looking better. Let us make this also bold, and this values, I'll fill some color here to indicate that it is some important value. Okay, so this looks better. Secondly, the prices, I'm going to change this into some currency. So I'll select all this column here. Now go to this drop down under number format. Okay, now these are the different types of formats which are available with us. Okay, now I want it to change to currency. So I'll select currency here. Okay, now because I have already set the language or the country to India, I'm getting the rupee sign. In some cases, or in the older versions, you might get the dollar sign. Okay, so if you're getting the dollar sign, you need not worry. What you can do is, you can go to this custom number format here. Okay, and you can change the symbol from this option. So we have an option to change the symbol. By default, now I have say the symbol as rupee symbol, and the decimal places also I want to make it 0, so I can change it from here. Okay, click on OK. Now let us calculate the total, because I have already shown you the function. It is rupee multiplied by the quantity, press enter. Now because one of the format was rupee or the currency, this also is changed to currency. I'll double click on this. It copies the function down. Now in this cell, I want to give the function so that I can calculate my commission at the rate of 5%. Okay, so I'll give equal to sign. select the total multiplied by this cell here. Okay. Now, when I drag this function down, what should happen? The row number, that is 2, E2 should remain E2. It should not change to E3, E4, E5. So I need to put a dollar sign. So let me put a dollar sign here. I'll put a dollar sign in front of 2. Okay. I cannot put, both the dollar signs. Reason, I'll tell you the reason. Let us put it here. All the dollar signs I put, I press enter. I got 8 rupee here, commission. I double click it. I get the commission for the rest of the items. Now there is a problem here. Now, what if I change this and I drag it across here? Okay, what is happening? Now, this is 10%, so 10% cannot be less than 8 rupee, right? Look at the value here. So it is changed to E4 and E2 remains E2. This is not I want. I want to fix the total to some cell. So I want to fix this as well. And I want, when I copy this function across the column, I want, instead of 5%, I want 10%. Okay. So this is not going to work. Guys, we have less than 1 minute left. I want you all to rejoin again. We'll complete this example and then we'll stop. Again, we'll take the attendance as well. Okay, so please rejoin after the meeting gets over. Okay, let me quickly change the formula now. So I'll just delete this all function, or all the values. Okay, my function should look like this. So I'll give equal to, I select this cell, or let me stop the meeting and restart it again. So I'm stopping here.